What if Dodge's most iconic muscle name ended up being the moment the brand stopped being Dodge? Today we're looking at the 2026 Charger Daytona EV, a car that promises ridiculous speed and modern tech, but also forces Dodge to ask, can a muscle car survive as a battery-powered rocket? Stay with me. I'll explain why the answer will surprise you. This is the 2026 Dodge Charger Daytona EV, the brand's full electric reimagining of an American icon. It's offered in R/T and Scat Pack flavors. And Dodge says the electric Scat Pack punches up to the kind of power you used to only see from supercars. The Daytona Scat Pack is rated at up to 670 horsepower, with target 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint in about 3.3 seconds. Numbers Dodge leans on to call this the world's quickest muscle car. But raw power isn't the full story. Why are purists worried? I'll show you in 90 seconds. Topic: design. Muscle car Dodge kept the Charger's menacing face and long hood silhouette, then carved it with modern EV proportions. A tighter front bumper, aero-optimized vents, and a lift-back rear for better flow and utility. Big wheels, wide hips, and the Daytona graphics give it muscle car presence even at a standstill. The R/T provides a lower power but still serious EV setup. The Scat Pack steps up to the full 670 horsepower figure for maximum straight-line bragging rights. Stellantis Media. Design looks great, but what's the cockpit like? Stay with me. Interior and driver experience. Inside the Daytona EV, Dodge blends retro cues with modern screens. Expect a driver-focused dash, chunky steering wheel, and aggressive seats that hug you during launches. But this is no silent luxury cruiser. Dodge tunes cabin sound and haptics to keep the muscle car feeling even when the engine is gone. The liftback layout adds usable cargo space compared with the old Charger, a practical touch for everyday life that the old two-door era rarely offered. Up next, how fast and how far can it really go? The numbers matter. Powertrain and performance. Under the skin, the Daytona EV uses a two-motor AWD layout, one motor per axle, and a substantial battery pack. Dodge's power tuning and optional direct connection stage kits let drivers temporarily boost power for drag strip launches. Reporting indicates the Charger Daytona EV uses roughly a 94 kilowatt-hour battery pack and standard AWD motor layout. The pack size gives the car the juice for its performance targets. That 670 horsepower Scat Pack feels ballistic off the line. Instant torque, massive launch control, and quarter-mile ETS that harken back to classic Dodge bragging rights. Dodge estimates quarter-mile times in the low 11s for the quickest versions. Range and charging. This is where the muscle car DNA meets reality. I'll break it down next. Range and charging. Electric muscle is great until you need range. Estimates and reporting put R/T and Scat Pack range in different bands. Higher for R/T, lower for the high-power Scat Pack. Early testing and industry write-ups peg realistic range at roughly 240 to 310 miles, depending on trim and driving style. And Dodge equips the Daytona with fast charging capability, so you can top off quickly on road trips, car and driver. Fast charge rates and Dodge's public figures suggest 20 to 80% DC fast charging times on the order of approximately 25 to 30 minutes, depending on charger and trim. Enough to be practical on long runs if you plan stops. So, was switching to EV a betrayal or evolution? Final verdict next. Price and availability. Dodge rolled the Charger Daytona EV into production as part of a broader lineup reboot. It's marketed as America's muscle car for the electric age, backed by a loud campaign positioning it as the quickest muscle car on the planet. Early production reports and marketing pushes made this one of the highest-profile EV muscle launches in recent years. So was the Dodge Charger Daytona EV the moment Dodge stopped being Dodge? The honest answer, not really. The Daytona EV keeps the brand's obsession with straight-line fury, old-school attitude, and unapologetic styling, but repackages it in a modern drivetrain. For purists, it's a shift. For the brand, it's survival with swagger. That's the twist. Dodge didn't erase muscle, it electrified it. If you like this breakdown, hit like and subscribe. We've got a full test drive and range test coming soon. Tell me in the comments, would you buy an electric Charger, or does muscle belong to the V8?